Difference separated these two at the end of last season, and Wigan have lost their last two visits here. Can Bradford Northern do their neighbours and league leaders Leeds a favour tonight? Soggy Odsal stages the match of the weekend. Bradford team: Simpson, Christie, Hall, Newlove and Myers, Watson and Fox. And the forwards: Greenwood, Clark, Hamer, Dixon, Bourneville and McDermott. Quite a bit of responsibility for those six. And the substitutes: David Heron and Paul Medley. The coach, of course, is the mercurial Peter Fox. Dennis Betts will captain the Great Britain Sevens squad when it leaves these shores a week on Monday for the World Sevens in Sydney. He takes his place in the Wigan side tonight, which has Paul at fullback, Robinson, Twiggamali, Connolly, Offiah, Botica and Murdoch. And then the forwards: O'Connor, Hall, Cowie, Betts, Farrell and Clark. And waiting on the bench for their chance, Paul Aitchison and Mick Cassidy. The coach, of course, the New Zealander Graham West, former Wigan captain, of course. Our match referee is Colin Morris, and the two touch judges. With the red flag is Mr. Ray Duckworth and the yellow flag is Bill Blundens. Of course, the referee and touch judge are equally among the microscope these days, as are the players. And men like Gary Connolly, 17 caps for his country. He's in the England squad and he hasn't missed an international since 1992. One of the bright stars of the big league, but he looks a bit cold tonight, doesn't he? He's had a bit of a shiver. And Paul Dixon, a former Great Britain international forward, regular for Great Britain for 2 years. A try at Leeds last Sunday, and how he would like to get across for a try here tonight as well. So we're just about ready then. We have this match from the very top of the Stonesborough Championship, live from Odsal. Colin Morris just waiting to blow the whistle to get this game underway. Wigan in their usual red and white jerseys. Bradford in predominantly black and white these days, with a touch of red and a touch of amber as well. It's Botica who will start the proceedings here. His kick deep to the corner. Underneath it, Derek Fox, and the first run from Paul Dixon, and the first tackle completed by Martin Hall.
Pretty important for Bradford to get the forwards moving exceptionally quickly, really getting to the swing of things. They'll lift their game. They know that they were well below par against Leeds last weekend. They want to make amends for that.
Yes, the mere fact that it is Wigan who are in opposition makes them lift their game. This is Newlove with a run, and he gets through Murdoch, and he's turning them inside out. And here's Myers, and Bradford are off to a marvellous start.
Super run by the centre Newlove.
Fox spins it wide and into the arms of Clark. Watson it is rather, a little diagonal run from Watson. He pops it out the back door, and here's the prop forward. That's Adam Greenwood. And the Wigan defence having to work overtime to keep him out. That's Trevor Clark, the dummy half. Now Derek Fox, that angle kick, and it causes all sorts of problems. But young Craig Murdoch was alert to it.
Super play from Murdoch there. He dropped down into the sweeping role. Of course, both coaches, all coaches should I say these days, fully aware of that angle kick back from Derek Fox. Really is a master at that technique.
Good strong drive down the far touchline from Andy Farrell, but what a dream opening minute for Bradford Northern. Terry O'Connor taking Wigan up to the halfway line. This is their last tackle, and Martin Hall in no man's land. And the man who's named in the Welsh squad, he's the fellow doing the kicking, and it skims across this very soft turf. And just for a moment, a breakdown in communication among the Wigan players.
Not happy with the hooker, Martin Hall. Turned around, there was no designated kicker there. Far too strong with his boot to the football. But good play though by Bradford. As I said, their forwards have to get into it, roll their sleeves up, and they did that well. 3 rushes, then they got the ball out wide. That's how Newlove caught this sliding defence short.
Dixon with another drive over the halfway line. Of course, this Bradford Northern pack missing the talent tonight of Roy Powell, missing his first match for almost 3 years. For Bradford, there's no Carl Furbank either. But this is another lovely run, and it's Carl Hall and Murdoch, the man who had to hang on to his ankles. Bradford certainly have started this game in a very promising light. Watson gets the ball away to Newlove, and he is tracked by Twigger-Marler. He tried to brush him off, but Twigger-Marler wouldn't be put off.
He had to stick to him as well, Twigger-Marler. He took a gamble. Myers won't be happy with that, under a lot of pressure. But Twigger-Marler, the big Kiwi centre, came out. This is the replay of the kick. Not the best, but they really do take a chance there. He came out of that one line of defence, and if Newlove could have got away, there really would have been a huge gap.
Neil Cowie, 3 minutes gone, 0-0. Murdoch, and he then gets it away to Dennis Betts, who straightens up. He goes round at McDermott and can't get away from the next two. Now Botica and Twigger-Marler, passing eventually to Henry Paul, who spins away from the possible challenge was coming in on him from Carl Hall. Now Martin the Fire playing on top of his game, confident. Well brought down though by Clark. This is Murdoch, hoists the high kick. Murdoch going ahead of the ball and playing the ball onside, but it's Bradford who get it back. Carl Hall, the ball was knocked out of his grasp, and the referee gives Bradford Northern the penalty.
Well spotted there by the referee, Colin Morris. You can see that the arm of Martin Hall, the right arm coming through. A lot of teams practicing this now, realising that get the arm onto the man carrying the ball, trying to knock it away. On that occasion he touched the ball. Full credit, the referees are aware of this. Morris saw that well.
Martin Hall getting back into the defensive situation to guard against this attack that launches now with Bourneville. He takes it to the quarter mark. Trevor Clark's the dummy half. That's Fox, and he turns it inside to Hamer.
It was too tight there, John Hamer. He should have been hanging back. He really was stood still when he took that ball from Fox.
Watson looks really eager tonight. Carl Hall tackled on his feet, wants to play the ball. The referee has shouted held. 2 more Wigan players came in to clatter him to the ground, but he stood his ground well. Now this is Fox, ducked under one challenge there, gets out, little ding to the corner, that's stuck on that corner there, and it was a good job that the prop forward Neil Cowie got boot to it, because Gary Christie was sniffing a chance.
Good play by the winger, young Christie there, put the ball around it, and Cowie came to the rescue, nearly took out our cameraman in the process. Superb kick, and Cowie said, what on earth's happening? There was no one there. Good thinking.
Gary Christie is 23 on Monday, former Wakefield man. This is his 5th appearance since his debut against his former club. Now the loose forward is Brian McDermott, he'll run it back. And John Hamer with the drive into the danger zone. Good rushes here from this Bradford Northern pack.
Tell you what,
there's another great run from Dixon.
Tell you what, Eddie, I tell you who's making a big difference to this man is Carl Hall for the Bradford side. Every time he's had the football, he's run with a lot of vim and vigour. He really means business.
Fox is stopped 10 metres from the line by Neil Cowie and Andy Farrell. Remember, of course, Neil Cowie was almost signed by Bradford recently. That's a great strong run from Newlove. He pops it out the back door. Fox stabs it into the corner and Robinson has to hack it dead. Well, what a start this is from Bradford. Can they keep it going?
Kept the ball alive. Lovely option from Fox there. Realised that it would have taken time to try to pick the ball up. Didn't want to take the risk of knocking on. Realised a little chip over into the in-goal area. Robinson took no chances either. Under pressure, this is ideal. Just what Bradford wanted.
Big thump on the ball from Andy Farrell up to halfway, and McDermott will run it back. Makes a good 15 metres ground before he's tackled. Good strong tackling there from Dennis Betts. It was on Adam Greenwood. Oh, that looked high, and the referee has pulled Wigan for the high challenge.
Little doubt about it, the loose forward, Phil Clark, didn't swing the arm, but attacked the head. You can see impact on the shoulder, but finished up underneath the neck. Either way, it has to be a penalty. Well spotted again by Colin Morris.
And it's bang in front of the post, and so a chance here for Derek Fox to get the first points on the board. Fox, 2 goals or 3 points he needs for 1,600 in club football. 250 goals now for Bradford, over 100 career tries. I wonder whether the 1,600 point milestone is just clicking through his brain at this stage. Rather fancy he's more concentrated and more intent on getting the ball over the top of that bar for the 2 points here tonight. And Fox inches closer to the 1,600 with a successful penalty. Bradford lead by 2 points to 0. And that's reward, Steve-O, for their excellent start.
Sure is. The most important factor as far as the Bradford Northern side is concerned is that they have had all the possession. On a cold night like this, it really does lift you to be running with the football all the time. Wigan barely have had a chance to handle it.
So Botica will restart again, pumps it in towards that corner. Fox is the man on the end of it. He again gives it to Dixon. Dixon felt the full weight of Terry O'Connor's shoulder. Talking to O'Connor this week, Steve-O, and he says that every match that they play at Wigan is like a cup final. That's why they can raise the intensity for the big games that lie ahead.
Well, it has to be, hasn't it? They've got so many stars there. They've got so many good youngsters coming through. No one can afford just to rest. It's all about applying the pressure, and it's not just the opposition that apply.
David Watson puffing the cheeks out, taking a little run, releasing the pass also. That's good play. A good tackle in the end from Betts, just halted that run, but Clark took it on a few metres more. Watson's there, this is Fox, drills it into the corner. Henry Paul watching it, plays with his boot, will run it out now.
Neat little kick over there from Derek Fox. He's running a little bit more at the defence, and that's what we didn't see last week. They would have been working pretty hard with their coach Peter Fox to get things sorted out.
Terry O'Connor with the run, 9.5 minutes gone. Look at that possession, 76% to Bradford, just 24% to Wigan. Wigan now starting to lift their own figure of possession with this period of the game, but Dennis Betts is bundled to the ground. Martin Hall, the dummy half. Murdoch helps it wider to Cowie. Cowie goes over the halfway line.
Good defence from Bradford. They're moving up very quickly out wide. Trying to force Wigan to be under pressure to go down the middle.
That's a good kick over the top from Murdoch. Roger Simpson was there. Murdoch following up, brings the Bradford fullback down. Simpson, the 1990 British Lions tourist. David Myers tackled by Tuigamala.
Well, we've seen some good skills from both sides. The kick and chase game has been excellent so far.
Bradford have certainly upped the intensity, Steve-O, from last Sunday against Leeds.
Well, we've seen in this opening 10 minutes at least 4 or 5 times that they've run from the dummy half. There wasn't any of that last week, and they look a lot more enthusiastic.
That's a good kick from Fox. Great kick downfield, but underneath it, Martin of Fire, 30 tries this season. He's never led the scoring charts in his Wigan days. He has, of course, for witness, 4 times. Botica's grounded 10 metres inside his own half. This is Martin Hall. He gets it away to Farrell. Takes 3 to bring Andy Farrell down. He's a giant of a man. He's only 19. This is Murdoch and Cowie. Interesting that Murdoch is in that role tonight. And I know, Steve-O, that at Wigan these days, all the players, academy and A-team and first team, they all play the same pattern. Because when they have to come into the side, they can just slot in.
Well, any team that refuses to do that, they're just asking for trouble, aren't they? It's all got to stem from the head coach all the way down.
Robinson ducking under the challenge as well. It was good passage of play there from Wigan. They kept the ball alive, and they will now with Murdoch on the last tackle. Dabs it into the corner. Christie just watching it and is content to allow it to run dead. Just an inch or two too heavy.
It's a shame, isn't it? They're taking a couple of feet away from the corners. A couple of months ago, that would have just held up on the speedway track. A lot flatter now, as Bill Arthur mentioned before the game.
And so it should be too.
I'm not so sure Derek Fox will be happy with it.
Bourneville brought down midway inside his own half, and McClark appealing to the referee. Bourneville was trying to get to his feet. Watson, that's a lovely little ball. And this is Newlove, a man who really can exploit the space. Gets it out wide to Myers. Myers makes it to the 20-metre mark before he's rounded. What a run, though, from Paul Newlove.
Well, that's 2-0 to Paul Newlove over the centres. Twiggamala and Connolly is creating a lot of problems. Just signed a lengthy contract. Perhaps that has lifted a bit of gloom.
Yes, they're going to build their team around him. Here's Dixon. Good driving run from Dixon. Gets the ball away. And Wigan having to defend doggedly to keep Trevor Clark out. It was the last tackle, the turnover.
They nearly caught Wigan there. They went back quickly, expecting the kick. Derek Fox was the first man. That's interference. Second rower there. Eugene Bourneville not getting out of the area of the play of the ball. It's quite explicit. It's in the rules. There you see it. Interference there. Can't just stay there. You must roll away. But what a start for Bradford. They really are on song, aren't they?
Realistically now aiming for a place in the top 4, but with Wigan tonight and once more, plus leads to come here at Odsal, they could have a big say in the destiny of the title, you know. This is Henry Paul. And Derek Fox all over his back while Dixon took him round the ankles. Betts gets the ball away to Twiggamala, who will ever forget the try he scored against St Helens on Boxing Day to turn the match back in Wigan's favour.
He's very strong, but we saw there Derek Fox knows the key to bring a big fella down. Go for his ankles. Can't go high on him.
Martin Hall spins the ball into the arms of Botica. Botica gives it then to Farrell. Farrell just pops it up for a fire. He's got Christie round him. Botica will hoist the kick. That will go far too deep. At the moment Wigan just firing on 2 of their cylinders.
And the only reason that is because Bradford are moving up very quickly. They are applying the pressure. And as you mentioned, Eddie, 2 cylinders perhaps, but it's not the fact that they've got no fuel, it's the fact that Bradford are throwing the spanner in the works.
Yes, they're a different kettle of fish, aren't they, at Odsal than they are on their travels, Bradford Northern. They've only lost once at home here all season. Can they keep this momentum going? There's a man who possibly can. Hall had him round the ankles and Twiggamala let him know he was around then. Watson does well. They keep the ball alive well, Bradford. Creating a little bit of space. Bourneville has to take the tackle in the end. Hamer wants him to get on with it. Bourneville's got hold of that behind his back.
Well, he's obviously lost it, and he knows that if he moves over, he'll lose it. He couldn't get that. Now the impact got the ball clear, and there's Bourneville's hand, hoping amongst hope that the referee won't see it. Hard lines, he did. Remember,
Wigan a point behind Leeds with 2 games in hand. They're facing their familiar fixture pile-up towards the end of the season. And they hope at Headingley that one of those fixtures tonight goes west here at Odsal. Bradford ahead, 2-0 at the moment. Botica trying to conjure something up here for Wigan with Betts now. Martin Hall from dummy half. There's Cowie, the new Welsh double act, Hall and Cowie. Kelvin Skerrett, of course, formerly with Bradford Northern, he is suspended tonight. Botica to Twigamala. Twigamala, such strength, but good tackling from Watson to bring him down. Henry Paul on his own from dummy half, juggling skills from Paul, and that ball bounced off the knee of Christie. It's play on. That's good defence from the Bradford Northern winger.
Good attack from Paul and also good defence, scrambling through. The fullback trying to get away at it. Not so sure that he came off the knee. Perhaps Christie didn't get a hand to it. Was deemed by the referee, Colin Morris, that the ball had played the man, not the man playing the ball. Either way, that off the hook, it's the first real chance that Wigan have had to settle into any sort of pattern.
Vaughanville with 3 Wigan jerseys around him. Has to take the tackle. Tackle was by Farrell. It was on McDermott. Ball again kicked to the corner. That's about the second or third time they've kicked to Martin Afia's corner.
Well, they obviously feel more confident at putting Afia away than the New Zealander Henry Paul. They've kept well away from kicking towards a New Zealander.
And kicking towards this fellow as well, Jason Robinson, who likes nothing better than to run it out against the big forwards. But here now is Paul. Henry Paul, I saw it described as the best bit of business of the century for Wigan when they got him from the Auckland Warriors this last summer.
Well, not the best attempt there from Frano Botica. He realised, turned around to his comrades and says, come on, OK, I know, but let's just calm things down. He knows they're being put under a lot of pressure. He knows that this Bradford defence is moving up quickly, forcing Wigan into an unusual style, which is just one-man football. Not often you see that.
Carl Hall tackled by Gary Connolly. Roger Simpson's moved up here to support this attack. It was a forward pass, the referee has ruled. I must say it looked marginal from here.
I don't think so. You could see that the hooker had definitely got in front. Roger Simpson hoping he'd get away with it. Little doubt in my book, and also the referee Colin Morris.
Now Henry Paul, beautiful skill from Paul. He's given it away to Murdoch, and Murdoch was tracked by Newlove, and he was brought down. But that was Henry Paul at his best, and here he is again. He's fed to Wigamala.
Once again, Dave Watson, a low tackle on the ankles. That's the way to go for Twigger.
Henry Paul again. Outstanding talent, this Wigan fullback.
But good defence, though, Eddie. You can see Bradford moving up in the line. There they are, very quick.
Farrell trying to run it straight at them. And that's how close Wigan are. It's with Murdoch. And the ball goes to ground. And here goes Christie.
Well, they really are confused, aren't they? They could see that Betts thought it was going to be a dummy runner. The halfback, Craig Murdoch, wanted the ball out wide.
Newlove popped the ball up into the arms of Myers, and of course Steve-O, the man who is missing, Sean Edwards, is the man who organises this Wigan side so well. They're missing the link with Edwards here tonight.
Well, maybe so, but Craig Murdoch is a talent. He certainly has put in some good performances when he's taken over from Edwards. Let's not take anything away from him, but you've got to put it down to the fact that Bradford are really tackling well. They're moving up as a unit. They're just not allowing Wigan to get into any sort of pattern. That's the way to beat them.
Connolly was very quick then. Crowd screaming that he had moved off the mark. But that's the last tackle. And Gary Christie caught by Connolly on the halfway line.
There you see the eager defence moving up. They really are putting a lot of pressure on them. They're a bit confused. And I'm afraid the experience of Frano Botica Phil Clark, Dennis Betts has got to come to the fore now.
Wigan catching up on the possession statistic. All a little bit scrappy. Bradford have it back with Carl Hall. He is driven almost into the ground by Gary Connolly, right on halfway. Pass is not sticking for Wigan. Bradford looking the more impressive side at the moment. Simpson, lovely run. He's only got Paul to beat. Gets it away. And a good job that Robinson was there. He brought the loose forward McDermott down. Bradford haven't finished. Fox, straight into the arms of Paul.
Well, Fox must be fuming. He took the defence the right way, and there should have been someone there. It was wide open on the outside there, but the ball went begging. Betts came to the rescue. He knows that a try's gone begging there. Okay, when he saw the man there, perhaps he shouldn't have passed in heavy traffic, but they've got to read the man when he runs at the angle. Derek Fox had done the right thing. This is how the injury came about. A sliding knee. You can find it's John Hamer. It slid into the ribs. It won't do the fullback any good. Magic sponge.
Tough game this, as Henry Paul receives the treatment. The ball is taken from him. Another player plays it, and we get on with the game. Don't even have a chance these days to have a breather when the player on their own side is injured.
That's why they're going to be so fit. Super fit, these guys, aren't they?
It will come down to fitness at the end of this evening, I fancy, too, on this pitch.
Always does on a heavy ground, doesn't it?
Wigan have got dropsy at the moment, though. The passes are not sticking.
Certainly not, but you can see there, Dennis Betts had a little look to see Derek Fox was coming through. If you allow these guys the room to get into top gear, then you will pay the price. And Bradford are not allowing them to do that. They'll be quite happy, Bradford. I'm sure their coach Peter Fox will have a bit of a smile on his face. He's a hard man to please, but he must be happy with this.
Yes, it's been an impressive opening 23 minutes from the Bradford Northern side. Henry Paul is back on his feet, carrying on. Of course, his brother Robbie is on the books here at Bradford Northern, and he's waiting to get his chance in the first team. And he's quite a talent as well, is young Robbie Paul. Peter Fox content to blood him carefully into the big league. Kick sails out on the full, and the look really says it all from Paul Newlove, looking for that raised corner perhaps. Instead all he found was the speedway track around the outside of this pitch. Robinson, good tackling there by Bourneville, and now Philip Clark. Big blow to Wigan, of course, when Clark announced he was off to Australia at the end of this season.
Now you see Wigan once again being forced to the one-out situation. See how Newlove is moving out wide quickly, trying to cut everything down. And they're miles offside Bradford, but they're getting away with it. Centres always sneak a few yards. You could see from the high shot, they were sneaking more than just a couple.
It was Terry O'Connor's drive to within 10 metres of the Bradford line. It's now with Murdoch and Botica. Murdoch takes over. He slides the kick through. And Gary Christie picks up, tries to get away from danger, but he's trapped in goal. That'll be a drop out underneath his own post.
10 points for effort from Gary Christie. The wingman wouldn't have taken the chance to try to get the ball back into the field of play. They would have opted to just kick that ball dead in goal. He's a keen competitor. He's a winger, Gary Christie. He's impressed so far.
And he's a big pal of Terry O'Connor, who goes onto the bench. And Mick Cassidy, number 15 there at the bottom of your screen, he's the man who has come on. So O'Connor has run strongly for the opening 25 minutes. Now it's Cassidy's turn, as Graham West just jiggles his pack.
Well, it's obviously he needs Cassidy to run from the dummy half situation like that, to stretch the Bradford defence, maybe to run at the angle. That's one thing that Wigan haven't done yet.
Clark there, and he takes Wigan to within 5 metres of the line, and from dummy half on his own, Dennis Betts was almost across. Martin Hall is there, he gives it a bit more width to Andy Farrell. Good defence there from Bradford, and once more Newlove comes up with the ball because Farrell lost it.
Well, the mistakes from Wigan, the error rate is very high.
Uncharacteristic errors from the champions, but credit Bradford, perhaps they're forcing them into those errors.
They are, they're forced errors, most of them.
Farrell's limping heavily after that collision over on the far side, where he released the ball. Here's Fox, he helps it on. This is Watson, he turns it back now to Newlove. Phil Clark brought Newlove down. Watson again. Well pulled in by Dixon. Guatemala having hold of the ankle, and Phil Clark hold of the shoulder. Fox dabs the ball forward, bounced off the Wigan man. Play on, says the referee, no knock on.
Came off the chest.
Henry Paul drops it.
I think it was
had it stolen.
Yes, I think on that occasion we can't put that down as a forced error. See the hands interfering there from the big centre Carl Hall, but it's worth a chance, isn't it? You can see the left arm come through. Henry Paul had no chance of holding that, but he certainly lifted the spirits of this Bradford side. He's a big fella, normally plays on the wing. Carl Hall, he's creating a few problems. Oh dearie me. Hamer came through, slammed Neil Cowie, even though it didn't another 10 metres. You can see that Bradford had failed to go back the 10 metres.
So they've been pinned there for offside, and it's a chance here for Botica to level the scores. And if anyone can level the scores, Botica most certainly can.
Well, that's the type of thing, and I'm sure that Wigan would be looking for Botica to soothe the nerves, calm things down a bit. And whilst Botica will be taking a very slow attempt at these 2 points, he'll take his time because he knows that the message will be coming out from the coach Graham West to sort a few things out. And I think perhaps he'll be telling Botica and Craig Murdoch to start using a little bit more running and bringing the guys at the angle, especially the forwards.
Andy Farrell limping his way off the field, looks in a bad way, and Paul Aitchison has come on. So Botica then with this chance here from the penalty to put Wigan on level terms. Prodigious kicker, this man, 60 goals already this season, 33 in his last 5. But he's missed that one, and the omens do not look good for Wigan. It stays at 2-0 to Bradford, and Farrell is limping off gingerly. This is the incident.
You can see how he gets twisted round there. Just caught the studs in this heavy ground. When you're a big guy like that, twisting over the ankle, really does tweak the ligaments.
So 2-0 to Bradford it stays here at Odsal. We're approaching the half-hour mark. The danger zone as far as Bradford are concerned, because Wigan come very strong at the end of the first half. And they're in possession here with Cassidy.
Well, he's the reason why he's been brought on, Eddie, to add a little bit more impact there in the forwards. But I think Wigan have got to change their tactics. They're realising now that Bradford are coming up quickly. They've got to start the long ball out wide and have someone coming back on the inside. And they've got to get...
is ducking under the challenges there. And the scrambling Bradford defence was stretched almost to breaking point. 10 minutes to half-time. This is the danger zone for the opposition when Wigan are playing. Clark pops it out, gets it to Hall, but the referee, I think, has brought them back, because I think he must have shouted that the tackle was held.
He called held there. Now, if he called held and the ball spilled out, then that has to be a penalty. Surely he can't have...
He's given them the turnover.
Well, how can he deem the turnover to be a bigger advantage than a penalty from a man passing? Bradford could have been another 20, 30 yards upfield, mystifying me on that time.
Coming up to 9 minutes before half-time. And at the moment, the script is going absolutely according to plan for Bradford Northern and their coach Peter Fox. Here's Simpson. Gets it out wide to Gary Christie, who escaped from a fire twice, although a fire had a little snap at his ankles, and Dennis Betts completed the tackle.
He's a goer, isn't he, this Christie?
Watson with the kick, and it just took a little swerve and found touch.
He'll be happy that, Watson. Nice little kick into the corner. Apply the pressure again. Wigan, head and feed, will get possession there. But the way that this Bradford defence is moving up and tackling quickly, anything can happen. A lot of errors from this Wigan side.
Let's find out the news of Andy Farrell from Bill.
Andy Farrell, in fact, has just disappeared up the tunnel, his face creased up in pain, limping badly. It looked like his left ankle which has suffered the damage. The early word from the Wigan physio, Peter Harvey, is that it's a badly sprained ankle. Now that could be really bad news for Wigan with this rash of fixtures coming up. Doncaster on Tuesday night, then of course that Regal Trophy final against Warrington. Meanwhile, Henry Paul is soldiering on, having taken a nasty knock to the ribs.
Well, the feeling is growing in the game that perhaps this might be the season that this fixture backlog finally catches up with Wigan. And I tell you what, Steve-O, you whisper that very quietly in the Central Park area.
Listen, Eddie, I whisper everything very quietly in the Central Park area.
Dennis Betts tackled, the last one for Wigan. This is Murdoch. Clips one high. And Simpson comes for it and claims it under pressure from Botica.
Wonderful take there from Roger Simpson. Good positioning.
Can you imagine the atmosphere, Steve-O, on Sunday at Headingley if this stays as a Bradford win at the end of today?
Long way to go yet, but the way that they're getting it together, it's an excellent display so far from the northern side.
I think it's the first time that Leeds supporters will be cheering all the way for Bradford Northern in a match.
Well, the difference what they've done with Bradford is normally it's Derek Fox that takes a first man on nearly every occasion. They are mixing it this time. They're bringing in Watson, long ball, running the angles, running from the dummy half. They've changed the options. They had to. Showed against Leeds last week that they really had lost the plot. They found it again tonight.
There's a good deep kick from Fox. Aitchison will have to run the ball out. Number 14, by the way, for number 15 rather, for Bradford Northern. Paul Medley is on. There he is, in the thick of the action for Bradford. He has come on. It's now with Connolly though for Wigan. This Bradford side are working really hard on their defence.
They sure are, but Wigan will have to change their tactics too. They've got to start taking the risk, missing a man out, long ball out wide. They've been forced to play in the heavy patch down the middle.
Great tackle on Craig Murdoch. That was by McDermott. This is Cassidy though with the run. That's the last tackle. And they're anxious to get on with it quickly, Bradford Northern. Here's Simpson.
Well, there we saw the lack of experience there from the Wigan side going down on the turnover. And really, Botica should have been there, electing for the kick.
Wigan have surrendered Bradford Northern 4 or 5 turnovers on the last tackle tonight, which is an unusually high figure for the champions. And Bradford are running them a little ragged at the moment. And this is Dixon. The Wigan defence this time has to be strong, and is. That was a right mess at that play, the ball. But Bradford have got the penalty.
He worked hard for it as well, did Fox.
And he says, I'll take the 2, thank you.
There's little doubt there. Look, he's all over the way there. Phil Clark never moved. It amazes me why these professional players, they just lay there and appeal to the referee instead of doing what they should do, and that's roll away. A lot of problems for that guy.
Yeah, Graham West, he's got a bit of a scowl on his face, hasn't he?
Well, he's got a bit of paper there. I'm sure that does that mean he's already filled his book?
1 from 1 then for Fox. This would give Bradford a 4-point advantage, and in a match that has started so close as this, that could be crucial come the end of the day. And he's got the extra 2 That's 1,600 points for Derek Fox in his career, and perhaps more importantly from a Bradford Northern point of view, Bradford are ahead by 4 points to 0.
Really has been a great servant to our game, not only for Huddersfield, of course, Bradford, and England and Great Britain. Really does give it 100% on every occasion.
So 4-0, and it's important now for Bradford that they hold on to this advantage up to the half-time break.
That's a message that will become from their coach, Peter Fox. Don't force the pass. They are in the lead, they're in the box seat. But by the same token, they still can do the option. They're getting the ball out wide.
Christie, he has proved quite a handful down this right-hand touchline so far. Medley will run it now.
That's how to run onto a football. Full steam ahead. You could see the Wigan forwards there, including the fullback Henry Paul, hanging off.
Newlove somehow managed to keep that ball, and what's more, the ball went backwards, but that one didn't. That was a knock on. And Adam Greenwood.
Well, you can see he lost it. The momentum was going forward in the first place. Doesn't matter whether he makes a second attempt to bring it back, I'm afraid. Once the ball has been propelled away, it is a knock on. They won't be happy with that, Bradford, because they really were turning the screw on Wigan. The Wigan defence was stood still, a little bit mesmerised.
Connolly, nowhere for him to go. That was a really robust challenge on him by Medley. Henry Paul. Bradford's defence so far standing firm. Paul to Cassidy. Cassidy is brought down by McDermott.
And still Wigan are not linking it together.
Good tackling by Dixon on his second row, opposite number Dennis Betts. That's the last tackle for Wigan. They're 20 metres out. The ball here with Botica. Dabs it over at the top in towards the corner. Mistake from Christie! And Botica scores. Well, just when Bradford Northern wanted the ball kicking anywhere, Christie missed it completely, and Botica scored the try.
Not only did Christie miss it, he took out his own man, the fullback Roger Simpson. They hesitated just enough. Is it mine, is it yours? And that was enough. You could see he stopped the momentum of the fullback Roger Simpson. It was a superb kick over. He knew there was nowhere to go. Look how he run the angle. Beautiful chip, run round the man, but this is the hesitation. Can't get back from that. You take it, I'm not. The man who does is Frano Botica. Good vision from Botica though. Neat chip over, and I'm afraid the winger takes his own man, obstructs him. There was no chance for Simpson to go through. And what a time to strike back when they've been put on the rack for nearly all of the first half.
Indeed so, and they will miss Frano Botica when he leaves these shores for native New Zealand and the Warriors at the end of this season. Because not only does he kick a good goal, he scores a few great tries also. New Zealand international. And it would be just like Botica to pop this conversion over. It would give Wigan the lead if he's successful. It's 4-all. Conversion to come. Hits the post. So close. 4-all it stays.
There you see the momentum, Gary Christie going through. I'm afraid he just goes around the angle there, and that allows Frano Botica to get 4 points that Wigan, I can tell you, are desperate to have. They've never looked like scoring up until that point, and in fact it's probably about the only second time that Wigan have actually applied pressure on the Bradford line.
The kick-off just splodges in the Odsal mud, and I think that Aitchison got a knee in the back there. Derek Fox with 2 successful goal kicks edged Bradford into a 4-point lead, and then Frano Botica right on the stroke of half-time conjured up a try for himself, which gives us the half-time situation of 4 points apiece. This is not Wigan's happiest hunting ground, but I fancy as they go into the dressing rooms at half-time, they will feel at the end of this first half here, they have somewhat got out of jail. 4-4 at Odsal.
You're watching Sky Sports.
Your heart beats around 100,000 times a day. Your eyes take in more information than the largest telescope known to man. Your lungs inhale over 2 million litres of air every year. Your hearing is so sensitive, it can distinguish between hundreds of thousands of different sounds. Your brain is more complex than the most powerful computer. You're amazing. We want you to stay that way.
Okay, go.
Medical science can take care of many things, but there's still no cure for the common cold or flu.
Slow breath out. Slow breath out.
But you can help nurse them better with Day Nurse. Day Nurse dries your runny nose, relieves your shivers, aches and pains, and soothes your cough and sore throat.
Do this anymore.
Of course you can, I'm here now.
So you can get on with your day. Day Nurse, intensive care for cold and flu symptoms.
Citroën have discovered a gap in the market. An estate car that's almost as compact as the acclaimed ZX hatchback, but with an enormous load area of up to 55 cubic feet. Perfect for when you're expecting the patter of tiny feet. The Citroën ZX Estate, from £10,355. Discover what Citroën can do for you.
We have one architect to thank for the way Jersey looks today. The sea. It has carved out a unique island where every castle, restaurant, hotel and guest house is close to a beach. The island of Jersey. For a free brochure, call 0800 33 33 66 now.
Durex. Don't just buy them, wear them.
How much do you think it's worth? This Sunday and every Sunday in the Sunday Times, a guide to antiques and their value. And play Antiques Roadshow with £48,000 worth of antiques to be won. Only in the paper you'd expect to be worth collecting. The Sunday Times is the Sunday papers.
This week's W.H. Smith Book Show looks at the business of celebrity book signings. How far will people go to get a coveted signed copy?
Yeah, I've come down from Manchester.
Maybe Martina can tell us more. We also catch up with the ongoing saga of Francis Urquhart in The Final Cut, the third book in Michael Dobbs' trilogy of political intrigue and power play in the corridors of Westminster. That's the W.H. Smith Book Show, Sunday 4:30 and 8:30 on Sky News.
Seize the day.
Well, Bradford Northern have made 5 changes. There are 4 new faces and 1 positional switch from last week's defeat against Leeds. And haven't the changes worked wonders for them? They are holding the champions 4-4 at half-time. And let's be fair, it could have been so much better. Frano Bottiga's try right on the stroke of half-time, levelling things up for the champions. The new England international, Ikram Butt, is our guest on the programme this evening, and Ikram's been watching from here in the studio and no doubt keeping an eye on the TV monitors as well. Ikram, you've got to feel a little bit sorry for Gary Christie, haven't you?
Yes, unlucky. I think he hesitated a little bit, and that gave a chance for Bottiga to come running through. I think Bradford have been on top all the way through. I thought they tackled very well, and the forwards run it hard and strong.
Yes, they've tackled their lives out, haven't they, the Bradford Northern players? They would have hoped to have turned round 4 up, I would think.
I think they counted themselves very unlucky. It was a vast improvement from last week's game, where the defence went up to scratch. And today, I think they're all tackled brilliantly.
You know what it's like to play Wigan, obviously, for Featherstone Rovers. Do you lift your game when you know that Wigan are in town?
I think you have to, because they're a really good side, and you cannot afford to give away easy points, because getting points against Wigan is always difficult.
Steve-O, they've made changes. Peter Fox, I think, has been forced into a few because of injuries, but those changes have worked, haven't they?
They certainly have, but the most important fact is the fact that their defence has been very, very good. Last week we saw against Leeds, they just did not move up in a straight line. Well, it's different today. Newlove and Hall have been outstanding, both in attack and defence. Very early in the first half, Hall made a good break, Newlove made a good break, so the key factor was there, get the ball out wide. But I've been really impressed with the fact that they're keeping mixing the interception. You know, the Derek Fox we've seen for so long, taking the first man all the time. And Watson's coming in, different runs from dummy half.
This is a fabulous run from Newlove.
Oh, look, the strength is there, but they're getting the ball out wide. And I quite frankly think that Wigan thought that things there to just go through the momentum and get through. And it's okay, they take the pressure on the first 15, 20 minutes. And that's when they start taking control. But with this defence from Bradford, they're not allowing them to. How many errors have Wigan come up with? And most of them have been forced, all brought about by that very strong tackling. They're a different side from what we saw last week, Bradford. They would have had more than a good rollicking from Peter Fox, and it's certainly working. But they're mixing, they're changing, they're getting everything right. The kicking game's been good, and they're not just relying on one man, Derek Fox, to get everything going. Wigan, they have a big problem. They cannot get the ball out wide. Newlove and Hall, once again, okay, they're sneaking up on the blind side of the referee, but they're forcing Wigan down into one-man football. How many times have we seen that? Not often.
I wonder just what a psychological blow the try right before half-time will prove to be for Wigan, because they could and should have turned round 4 down. As it is, they go in there even Stevens now.
Well, I think that Graham West, the Wigan coach, will say to them, look, we are very lucky to get away with this situation, but let's not take anything away from Frano Botica. One of the few runs from Wigan in attack that went on the angle. You have to feel sorry for young Christie. He's had a wonderful first half until that time. He hesitated just enough, run across the man, took out Simpson, and just left a clear run for Botica to grab a very crucial 4 points.
Should he have caught this on the full, do you think?
Well, it's all a matter of sort of situation.
It's timing, wasn't it?
Yeah, he should have committed himself. He should have thrown himself at the football. He could see quite clearly that Simpson was coming into it. Maybe Simpson called. It's hard to say one way or the other from the commentary box, but you could just see that the young Christie hesitated, and that was enough for Botica to take it. He just took his own man out.
It's 4-4 then here at Odsal, Bradford Northern against Wigan. And about time, I think, that we rounded up our crossword competition from last week. You may remember, we always ask you on the Big League every Friday to fill in the missing answer in our crossword, the prize, an official rugby league match ball. And at Workington Halifax, we wanted you to name the first Australian winner of the Coach of the Year title in 1986. And that man was Chris Anderson of Halifax. That was the name we were looking for. This is the prize that you're looking for now, an official rugby league match ball. That will be winging its way to someone who Ikram Butt selects out of the Sky Sports box for us now. Just the name of the winner. Don't look, Ikram, you've got to close your eyes, you've got to do all this above board, that's it. Just the name of the winner and the town where he or she comes from. Other side. There we are.
Mr. S. Foster, and he comes from Hosseth, my hometown Leeds.
Oh, you picked some from your hometown? Now, that was not a fiddle, was it? Well done. Thanks, Ikram. I'll look after that. Mr. Foster, you get the rugby league match ball, hopefully in the post in the next week or two. Let's have another quick word from Ikram Butt before he watches the second half with us. Ikram, as we say, you've got to feel sorry for Gary Christie. You're a winger, he's a winger. Should he have taken that on the full? He could have hoofed it anywhere, couldn't he, at that stage?
That's right. I think once you commit yourself, you have to go all the way. And that slight hesitation, again, but he could come in, and it was too late to do anything else.
And I think Steve-O made the point that he cut Simpson out of it as well. There was no chance for either of them then.
That's right. That little hesitation, and that's it. It's all gone.
Well, it's a tremendous contest here at Odsal, isn't it? And Bradford Northern really have pulled themselves up by the bootlaces after last week's defeat against Leeds, and at the moment they're doing their near neighbours a very good turn indeed. They are holding the champions by 4 points all here at Odsal, and it was only a little bit of Frano Botica magic that produced the Wigan try right on the stroke of half-time. How psychologically important will that be?
You're watching Sky Sports.
And if you make the right decision, free your mind and see the vision, take you to the point of no return.
Idolised by the Newcastle faithful, one man scored 68 goals in 84 appearances and became a legend on Tyneside. Now Andy Cole, playing in a £7 million red jersey, is set to make his Manchester United debut in possibly the most important game of the season. As second-placed United take on table-toppers Blackburn Rovers in a six-pointer that will go a long way to deciding the championship. Ford Escort Super Sunday. Manchester United beat Blackburn Rovers exclusively live on Sky Sports.
This is one of the most beautiful cars in the world. If you'd like to see more, come closer. Mazda. Special.
How much do you think it's worth? This Sunday and every Sunday in the Sunday Times, a guide to antiques and their value. And play Antiques Roadshow with £48,000 worth of antiques to be won. Only in the paper you'd expect to be worth collecting. The Sunday Times is the Sunday papers.
One more kiss.
New Colgate bicarbonate of soda makes teeth feel
Everyone's a winner at JJB Sports. At last, the new Manchester United third kit has arrived. It's available at all JJB stores throughout the UK. Or have your shirt delivered to your home by calling the special JJB hotline now. 0839 900 100. That's 0839 900 100.
Everyone's a winner, baby.
So what do you do with your computer while you're waiting to print and to fax?
Sometimes you sit there, have a cup of tea.
Now, I want to show you OS2 Warp. It's a terrific multitasker. So you multitask here? Of course.
What do you mean?
I don't have to wait. See the hourglass? No, we haven't seen the hourglass.
No hourglass. Doesn't it overload?
No.
That's amazing that it all goes on at once.
I really didn't want my husband to colour his grey hair.
But then I discovered this. The hair colouring called Just for Men.
And now he looks better than ever.
Apply and in 5 minutes rinse. 8 out of 10 wives prefer that natural Just for Men look to grey hair.
It's like you took off 10 years.
With Just for Men.
And now for the hard-to-colour hair of moustaches and beards, new Just for Men Colour Gel. Brush in, rinse out. Just 5 minutes.
51, 52, 53... From time to time, when you just can't sleep, take new Nitol. Just 2 tablets, and Nitol gently helps you fall fast asleep. Try new Nitol, only available from your pharmacist, and say good night all.
Seize the day.
Half-time here at Odsal, and it's 4 points all. Derek Fox with the 2 goals for Bradford, and Frano Botica with the 4 points for Wigan from the try right on the stroke of half-time. Out come Wigan again for an important second half. I was down at Central Park this week. They said no matter what happens here tonight, there's a long, long way to run in this year's championship, but I'm sure they'd love to go home with a victory. Statistics from the first half. Wigan making 4 tackles more than Bradford, winning 4 scrums to 1, 3 all the penalties and 9 handling errors. Wigan have made 5, but Bradford's half 53% to 47%, and they really should have led 4-0 at half-time, but then in step Frano Botica, and that try right on the stroke of the half-time siren, his 4th try of the campaign. Normally we associate him with goal kicking, Botica can score a try or two as well, and as I said during the first half commentary, my word, how they will miss Frano Botica when he heads off to the Auckland Warriors next season. So it's all square, level pegging at the top of the Stones Bidder Championship. Bradford 4, Wigan 4, Bradford in third place, Wigan second. Wigan aiming to go back to the top of the table. Leeds occupy number 1 spot in the championship at the moment, but for how long? It's Wigan who are in possession at the start of this second half with Betts. 15 yards made before he is tackled by Dixon. Robinson from dummy half. I'm sure that Wigan now will want to capitalise on that try right on half-time and run another one in early on here, second half. Settle the nerves down, because the Wigan players, they've looked strangely out of sorts thus far. Let's get some early news from the sideline. Second half, here's Bill.
The word from the Bradford Northern bench is that they're delighted with their first half showing, despite that Wigan try towards half-time. Step it up again at the start of this second half. Make sure they're not caught by that famous early onslaught, so Wigan always start the second half with. And really, Coach Peter Fox is looking for another 40 minutes like he got from his side in the first half. Wigan a bit concerned with their inability to break down the determined Bradford Northern defence, and they're looking for a little bit more imagination out wide from their players, and also a little bit more control, because it's a very un-Wigan-like performance at times. And while we're at the subject of Wigan, the news on Andy Farrell is that it could be an ankle ligament injury, which could keep him out for a couple of weeks.
That's bad news for Wigan, and bad news also for England. The coach, Ellery Hanley. That's a good deep kick, but it just went the wrong side of the corner flag from Fox. And Paul Aitchison was able to just let the ball run touching goal. Peter Fox, Bradford Northern coach, would like nothing better than to put one over Wigan here. So close to a 4-0 lead at half-time.
Good run there from Robinson. That's the way they've got to look to get back into the swing of things. Running quickly, quick play the ball. Not so sure he wasn't tripped here, perhaps. Yeah, you could see there. Brought the leg across, Adam Greenwood. But, and his hand on the player. Classified perhaps as a Cumberland throw. Interesting thing though, Eddie, is the fact that Wigan, there you see it, but he had their hand on the man. Interesting to see anything about the Wigan side is that with Henry Paul now, he won't be playing fullback.
That's Henry Paul who's got the try. Little dink over the top, and Henry Paul patted it forward, and he took it himself and touched down. And Wigan have hit Bradford either side of half-time.
Well, I was just about to say he'll be a danger man, because Paul Aitchison is playing in the full-back and Paul is playing up in. It was a beautiful kick over from Murdoch. The combination was superb and well finished. Time to perfection. Henry Paul ensured that he was not offside, and he took it well.
So Henry Paul wearing one, but playing now alongside Murdoch and Botica, and he's come up with the try. That's his 8th try of this season, and Graham West must be a much happier man, although you wouldn't believe it looking at that picture. He's in the pits here at Odsal, just behind the post that Wigan are attacking in this second half. That's the pit area for the Speedway. Botica then with his conversion attempt, and he's not in form with the boot, is he? Unusual. None from 3 for Botica, but 8 for Wigan.
Murdoch can see that the winger has failed to drop back. There's a big area there. Paul was onside. All about taking your chances. Simpson really was going away from the ball by the time the Kiwi junior, what a talent he is. I tell you what, that was a superb, well-taken try.
Fox restarts then. Bradford behind 8-4. Into the arms of Paul. He'll run it back again. Try scorer. Incredible that they come up with the tries in the vital areas either side of half-time. They're ahead for the first time. Twigamala is off on one of those runs of his. They're almost unstoppable. Gets the ball out to Botica. and Carl Hall the man to close Bottiger down. Twiggamala will have another go then. Bounces off Hall. Tries to run over the top of Medley. And a good job that Adam Greenwood was there to bring him down. Dennis Betts got away from Greenwood. And in came Hamer. Cassidy. Suddenly Wigan are finding holes in this Bradford defence.
Well, they've started running at the angle rather than running straight at the man.
Murdoch. Lovely little darting run. It was the last tackle. It's the turnover again. Caught a couple of times in possession on the last tackle in the first half. But understandable then, they were camped underneath the Bradford posts.
Yes, the youngster Craig Murdoch taking the option, throwing the dummy and trying for the try himself. Not a bad option to take, really, when you think about it. It's the way that Bradford in their own quarter.
Yes, Bradford now are trapped less than 20 metres from their own line. The tackling in this second half from Wigan is swift and sure. Fox, it's a long ball into the arms of Watson. Watson to Simpson. He goes around Clark, who put an arm out. And Simpson's still on the run. It's a great run from the Bradford fullback. And he ruins it all. But that's got to be offside, surely.
Oh, that was a bad one. Hamer came steaming onto Henry Paul. All right, Henry Paul realised that the referee had blown for an offside situation. There's a substitute, Cassidy, and then the Kiwi gets a real big one here. Here he comes.
Prop forward now, John Hamer again. Driving it in towards the Wigan post. They're 12 metres from the line. And Dixon. The crowd here at Bradford roaring this Northern team on. They know how important a quick strike back is here. Watson surrounded by Twiggamala. Aitchison moves in to complete the job.
Great defence from Twiggamala.
Newlove dabs it through on his own. Newlove. Oh, I think Paul got a kick to it. He did. Paul got the boot to it first. He won the race.
Well, he's not happy, Paul Newlove. He thought that he was just taken out there, just sufficient to stop him from scoring. How close is that? Well played by Paul. There you see. I thought the man just made a lunge for it. Well,
Henry Paul scored the try a few minutes ago. Now he saves 4 for Wigan. That was close. Derek Fox has gone into dummy half. Hamer with another strong run. Going to go over the top of Cassidy. Cowie is there. Hamer was trying to get the penalty from referee Morris. He was unimpressed. Watson gives it to Dixon. Bradford setting up again for another assault on this Wigan line.
This is where they want to use Watson running the angles.
Long ball looking for Newlove. Bounces instead to Myers, and Myers had to collect it on one knee. There's Newlove, the dummy half. Now this is Medley. Last one here for Bradford. Big pressure from Bradford Northern. Fox stabs one through. Aitchison clears up. And Aitchison sets off. Beats 3. Can't get away from Medley.
Wasn't going to be kidded there, the fullback Aitchison. Came on as a substitute, but he read it well. Everyone anticipated that Fox would kick back onto the blind side. Positioned himself well, didn't he? But what a great run. Talk about relieving the pressure.
Two sides on show here in the big league tonight who really are prolific scorers. Only Leeds have also scored over 500 points in the big league this season, along with these two. So we have 2 of the 3 entertainers on show here. And a fire dabbing the ball forward. And Myers clears up the danger for Bradford.
Well, the kicking game and the defence from it has been absolutely wonderful tonight. They really are working overtime, both in attack and defence. It's been a titanic struggle.
Watson again. Fox. Oh, into nobody in particular. That ball bounced forward.
Well, Trevor Clark knew that it was offside. He couldn't go for it. If he'd have touched it, it would have been a penalty to Wigan. They got away with it, Bradford. But you can see clearly the Wigan defence this half is a lot more enthusiastic than it was on the first stanza.
Hamer, big hit by Cowie, and Hamer's lost it.
Big hit indeed. And it was a little halfback, Craig Murdoch, that finished up on the top. Impact from there. John Hamer couldn't believe it.
And chatting as the referee awarded a scrum. I think it was John Hamer who had a word in Colin Morris's ear, and the referee has given Wigan the penalty.
Well, that really is lack of professionalism. Okay, something goes against you, but you just keep your mouth shut. What a wonderful effort they've put on so far, and this could turn the game. This could allow them, the Wigan side, to get into the swing of things.
Cowie, the ball pops out the back door, but it was stolen. The ball pinched, says Colin Morris. Carl Hall cannot believe it.
Well, they're just losing the marbles. Well, it's anybody's guess who nipped that out. Either way, according to referee Colin Morris, he was quite convinced. Carl Hall said it wasn't him. Or was it? Yes, it was.
Absolutely. Trying to fool the referee.
Looked at the referee straight away and said, it wasn't my hand. Well, two silly penalties. Got them in a position where Golden Boot can come up.
Well, Golden Boot, but none out of 3 so far for Botica. Is this the moment he will get the sights set? There's the statistic about Botica. None out of 3. But he's got one of the tries that Wigan have scored here tonight. 8-4 Wigan. 10-4 if this sails over. Bradford public doing their best to put him off. And he's not kicked that one. And Watson caught it behind his own try line and set off on a run despite the attentions of a Wigan player who came steaming in.
What a tackle there. Betts went straight through. Watson gave him a big smile and said that was a bad one. Someone's brought kryptonite. Frano Botica's just off it.
Hamer, big collision with Paul. Betts behind him.
It's getting warm.
And all the players are looking at the referee and giving him a bit of stick as well. Watson to Newlove. Newlove to Myers. Lovely run from Myers. Ball inside, and he just couldn't hang on to it, Medley. That was try time.
Oh, Medley can't believe it. Wonderful run from the winger, David Myers. It was superb control, in and out. The balance was superb. The pass was at the right moment. I'm afraid he couldn't take it. In these hard-fought games, you've got to take your chances like that. And Bradford are losing their cool now. It's no good frustration taking over. Look at that. They go for it and then swing over the top. Paul Newlove's right swinging arm. What on earth? That's not going to win them a game. They're losing this, Bradford. After being in control for most of this game, they're starting to wobble. This is a run. Watch out, Myers, in and out, balance, look at that. That is superb stuff. That deserved a try.
So close, Bradford. Now it's Wigan's turn to attack. If the ball had stuck then for Medley, he was home under the post. Henry Paul. But you have to admire the commitment of both these sets of players. Two big league points up for grabs.
Henry Paul had a swing after he played the ball and he's been seen by Colin Morris. And rightly so from the referee. He played the ball with a prop forward. Had a swing at Adam Greenwood. Said, come on, have a go at me. He ain't laughing now. The last laugh could be Bradford's.
Adam Greenwood will run this ball at the Wigan defence. Cassidy climbing all over his back. The tackle completed by Betts. And this is Medley. Another strong run from Medley. Great tackle, Betts. Hamer now spinning out of trouble. Gets to the 20-metre mark. Trevor Clark's got in the dummy half for Bradford. This is Fox. Now Watson. He helped it out wide to Dixon. Dixon has had an appetite all night. The ball is in field here. Christie trying to make amends.
Well, they were fighting for the ball, Carl Hall and Christie.
Newlove for the line. And Wigan just hold him out. Watson's there. Long pass out wide from Watson to Simpson. A fire went for him. And the referee's got a fire for a swinging arm. And Hamer was not happy. And suddenly Bradford Northern lose their cool. And they go in straight in on a fire.
A fire is claiming that the man ducked underneath. But you could see he was swinging at the arm right over the left one. Betts says, calm down. No good arguing, Martin. He had to be there. You can see there that the arm was swinging, the left one. Good ticking off there from Colin Morris. Well, we knew it was getting a bit warm out there. He would be the last man you'd expect to throw a bit of oil on the fire to make it spark.
The referee wants a word with the two captains, Fox and Clark. This is good refereeing from Colin Morris. It's settling things down. It's taking the heat out of the situation. The two skippers called together. He has noticed, as we have noticed in the past 10 minutes, players on both sides are beginning to lose their cool. It's not often you see him with a swinging arm, is it?
No, it's unusual, but either way, it was spotted by the referee. You see swinging through. Well, this is where Bradford have to put on a move or something of that.
It's a big chance for them. They're 10 metres out. Greenwood makes a few more vital yards. Clark, good run from Dixon.
This is where they should bring it on.
It's Medley. He spins away from one, but he can't get away from those two. That's how close Bradford Northern are with Watson going on his own. Henry Paul and Cowie bring him to grief. Last one here for Bradford. Oh, that was wasted.
Certainly was. Derek Fox knew he was going to do something, but he's not taking it away from David Watson. He scored so many tries from that. Gary Connolly quite happy to duck underneath a bit of low-flying aircraft. Dixon, the second rower, you'll see, launch himself like the jumbo jet. Woo!
Yeah, Dixon was coming in over the top, and Connolly saw him ducked, and I think head collided with hip, I think.
Oh, you see the knee went straight into the shoulder. Classified as an accident.
Referee just
Colin
checking
Morris.
that Gary Connolly is all right, and will now allow Wigan to move the ball and play it. Connolly looks a bit groggy. Dear me, it's been a battle royal, hasn't it? Paul Dixon appealing to the touch judge over there that there was something untoward going on in the tackle.
High ball to high ball with Martin Hall as well.
Bradford's half again, second half. But Wigan leading 8-4, and Aitchison coming forward for Wigan. Went for the pass out wide, it's 6 to go. Aitchison retains possession for his side. It came off a Bradford arm. This is Murdoch. Now Cowie.
He was badly beaten there, the centre, Paul Newlove. Aitchison just ghosted past him. I wonder if Bradford perhaps are getting a little bit tired. It was a great effort in the first half. There's a few taking the time to get back into position.
They must all be getting tired. The pace has been tremendous on this glue pot of a pitch. Murdoch, Botica, and he takes on the responsibility. And Henry Paul was so close now. A fire with 30. The ball comes out the back way. Nobody wants it. Cowie says, I'll have it. With play on. Here's Connolly. They can't bring the Wigan players down. Connolly steps out of the challenge. Still going Connolly. Murdoch to Twiggamala. And that's the last tackle.
Well, Wigan were looking for someone to kick it, and no one was there to take it.
Dixon driven into the ground by Cassidy. Didn't like that challenge, didn't Paul Dixon. Fox gets it away to Carl Hall. Bounces away. He's done well tonight, Hall. Still going. Strong run. Betts has worked hard, hasn't he? So has Hall, mind. They all have, to be fair to every one of them out there. Lovely ball from Watson. And Medley thought he was away. Here's Roger Simpson onto the halfway line.
Good run from Simpson as well. Good cheap yards.
Last tackle here for Bradford. Fox will kick to the corner. Carl Hall's after it. Aitchison picks up. Fox came in, followed the kick. It was Christie who was after him.
Good kick and chase there. Worked hard in that department as Christie.
This is Henry Paul.
You just see there though that Bradford a little bit slow getting back. That's not what you could call a straight line. Two of the players out there sucking in air.
Both coaches are wanting to make changes. Players are waiting on the touchline to be introduced. David Heron is coming on for Bradford, and Terry O'Connor's coming back for Wigan. The man he's going to replace apparently is Craig Murdoch, who's just put that kick in. This is Simpson now.
Well, if the last thing he does in the game, that was a superb trick from Craig Murdoch. He doesn't want to come off yet, but he's been told he has to. Not happy about it, the young halfback.
He goes off, and O'Connor comes on. Big man to shore up the defences in the last quarter here. Now, Newlove. Paul Newlove on one of those runs of his. Heron has come on. Heron turns it back inside to Fox. Bradford play the ball quickly. Watson. Dixon. Heyman, the man, gone off for Heron.
He lost it.
He had it stolen. The referee, eagle-eyed, said the ball was stolen in the tackle. It's a penalty, Bradford.
I think you'll find it is as well. Connolly, yeah, just sneaks it out. Well spotted by Colin Morris. Thought the impact there as it went down, trundled it through, but you'll see that Connolly just had a little bit of a flick there. Tell you what, Gary Connolly, very fortunate to still be out there. Professional foul, no doubt.
Well, Derek Fox will gleefully accept the two if he can, because he's bang in front of the sticks. No more than 14 metres out. This should be an easy two for Fox and Bradford. What a finish we've got in our hands then. No problem for Derek Fox. Bradford 6, Wigan 8. We're in the last quarter of this match, and Peter Fox knows that this game now is up for the winning. Vital last quarter hour or so here for both these sides. Peter Fox taking a quick look at the wristwatch.
And he's hoping that the substitute, David Heron, could swing the balance Bradford's way. It'll be interesting though now, because they've taken Craig Murdoch off the Wigan side.
And Bradford Northern, well, they normally come quite strong in the last quarter.
I was just saying, Eddie, that with the taking Craig Murdoch off, that means that Henry Paul will be coming more closer to the action. I'm sure that he will combine with Frano Botica at the halfback situation.
It's Adam Greenwood who is grounded by Henry Paul. Trevor Clark, dummy half to Fox. Fox now to Watson. Here come Bradford, finishing strongly. Dixon.
Beautiful run from Dave Watson. He's on fire at the moment.
This is the last tackle. Bradford are running it with Hall, with Heron, and they will concede possession to Wigan 10 metres from their own line.
super tackle from Martin Hall and Gary Connolly combined. They really did wrap up Heron there. Full credit to Bradford keeping this ball alive. They're not going to throw the towel in.
This is Martin Afire. He releases the pass to Henry Paul, who in turn says to Martin Hall, you have a run. Clark and Watson, the defenders for Bradford. Here's O'Connor, the fresh legs. He had 25 minutes in the first half. To Wigamala. Paul gets the ball away. This now is Cassidy. Last tackle here for Wigan. Good defensive effort from Bradford, but Botica will hoist the kick. He's after it himself. Remember what happened first half? Simpson's there. Simpson's lost it. But I'll tell you what, Derek Fox put his body on the line for his club then.
So did Simpson. Bounce at 3. Now, did it come off Simpson? Not according to the referee. Pretty hard decision to make. Came off Simpson's head to mine.
Well, whatever. If it did bounce off his head, it was play on. If it came off his hand, it should have been a knock on. That might be a knock on. The ball went backwards, play on. Let's hear from John Hamer. He's just come off the field. He's with Bill.
15 minutes or so to go. Have you got enough left to snatch this victory?
Yeah, I think so. Game's going, it's bubbling nicely. 16 minutes, long time in a game of rugby league. And, you know, I hope to come away with a victory.
This is an incredibly transformed Bradford performance, isn't it? When you consider what you were like last weekend.
Yeah, it is. Well, personally, I didn't play last weekend, but today's tackling, first half, tremendous. You know, we just relaxed 39 minutes. They scored a try, put them back in the game. But yeah, tremendous defensive stint, and we're playing well with football in his hands as well. Getting it wide off footballs have gone forward.
Yeah, it's really going to be who makes the next mistake, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You know, nicely placed. If Northern score next, I think the game will be wrapped up. If we can score next, then it could be game over for Northern.
John Hamer, who's in his benefit year at Odsal. A decade of service to this club. And he's watching here as his teammates defend this Wigan attack. Hall is the dummy half. Gets it away to Dennis Betts. Betts slips the pass. Aitchison. Aitchison fancies glory on his own. Aitchison! Now, did he ground it? Did Afire ground it? The referee says it's a knock-on. Or has he given the try? He's given the try. He said the momentum carried Aitchison over.
Well, a lot of controversy about that one. Got the ball out wide. You could see that they were very slow to move up. Only one man came up into the line. They were on a backward movement, the Bradford defence, and this is where they paid the full price of it. The kick through, it was good thinking. Now, whether they get it down, well, you see Colin Morris pointing very quickly. But they were caught short on the blind side there. A few puffing billies in the defence on the Bradford side. To the dummy, kicked it through. Keep your eyes peeled for this one. Oh, well, seemed to leave it in mind. It was a nice kick. Now, he has to control it when he takes it over the line. And to me, this is far from being control.
Yeah, that's no try.
It's in the papers. Talk about laying the golden egg from the golden goose. Just popped out at the back there, and that could prove a golden 4 points.
It certainly could. It looked from where we were watching that Aitchison released that ball before he went over the line, but referee Colin Morris had no doubts. And what's more, Botica has come up with his first successful kick of the night to rub salt well and truly into Bradford's open wound. 14-6, that could be the game turner for the champions.
There you can see quite clearly one of the defenders is not moved up. He's still on a backward rail. And when you do that, you can't attempt to try to come forward. And that's where they were caught very short. Good thinking, though, from Aitchison. But this was never a try. Watch it come out of the back.
Well, he must have ruled that the momentum had carried Aitchison over and that Aitchison had touched it down. on the whitewash.
Well, if he did it with his knees.
It has to be, of course, the upper body or his arms.
Well, he must have fingers on his knees then.
Thank you very much. Henry Paul. We're coming into the last 10 minutes of this match, a match that Bradford have fought bravely. But are they going to lose it with a touch of controversy?
Little flakes of snow coming down into the Otzel pitch. But it could take an avalanche to get Bradford back into this game after such a brave effort. Bit of controversy got them back in.
And a match of what might have been for that man Paul Medley, although Wigan now caught all offside. Had the pass stuck and Medley gone over for his try, well, who knows what might have happened here.
It's a game of ifs, isn't it? Miles offside. Colin Morris no option but to give the penalty. Bradford were not finished. They've been playing well enough to get back into this game quickly, especially Dave Watson. He's the key.
Trevor Clark, the dummy half, Fox and Adam Greenwood just had a little look over the shoulder. 14 penalties in this match, 8 of them to Bradford. That's a good ball to Hall, straight run, brave tackling from Hall and Aitchison. Bradford still in control of the ball of the match in terms of possession, and now they have the try themselves. Paul Dixon's come up with the 4. Newlove, the man who stood in the tackle and just got it away at the last moment. And you see the whitewash on Dixon's chin. Maybe he grounded his head before the ball, but anyway, he's got his 11th try of the season, and Bradford have bags of hope.
Beautiful play here from the centre, Paul Newlove. How on earth he got the ball back on the inside is anybody's guess. He's pretty strong there. Twiggamal and Robinson went to him. Superb support play there by Dixon. Paul Dixon's had a wow of a game. He's enjoyed every single minute. Every tackle is grinned at the opposition. Look how he threw the dummy there. The defence was not strong enough. Superb play by Dixon. But Newlove, that was excellent play.
He's in great form, is Paul Dixon. Tries in 3 successive matches now. And this is a moment for you, Derek Fox. If he can kick this most difficult conversion, well, we have a finish. He's not got anywhere near it. The gap is just 4 points. Bradford 10, Wigan 14. We've still got a finish.
Look how Fox uses the dummy runner. He's a man circled. They're expecting him tight, and he's just enough to get Twiggamala slipping in on the sliding. But superb play by the centre, Newlove. Dixon finishes off. He looks a bit like Santa Claus at the moment, but he won't mind. It could be the Christmas gift for next year early.
So, Bradford 10, Wigan 14, 4 points the difference, and just less than 7 minutes to go. And I tell you what, the crowd here at Otzel and ourselves, I'm not so sure about the players out there on the field, but if this one went on all night, there'd be no complaints.
Really has been a tough encounter, hasn't it? Yeah, we perhaps haven't seen some scintillating 70-80 metre runs, but there's been plenty of skill from both sides.
Skill and commitment and quality. And Newlove, can he win it dramatically for Bradford? Well, Wigan know the danger that Paul Newlove poses. Watson, there's a match winner. Carl Hall.
Wigan are caught tight on the open side, long ball perhaps.
It's last tackle, and Fox drills one through the middle, and Aitchison comes for it and collects it confidently.
He won't be happy with that, Derek Fox. It was drilled straight at the fullback, Aitchison. The substitute had no problem with that. There was no chance to apply the pressure.
Robinson Scampering run from dummy half. It's on nights like this the championships are won and lost. Oh, there's a mistake from Connolly, and he knows it. And Graham West looking on, can't believe it.
Under no pressure whatsoever.
A little shake of the head from Joe Lydon too, the assistant coach.
The look of total disgust. No one within cooey of him.
So a big chance for Bradford. As I say, the championship trophy will be lifted somewhere towards the end of the season on a warmer and perhaps sunnier day than this. But this is a night where championships are won and lost.
Well, I always felt that this would be the night where Bradford had to stand up and be counted. And they're doing just that.
It was a great tackle by Connolly on Myers. It's with Fox. Fox to Dixon. Dixon's got Dennis Betts ahead of him. Trevor Clark, that's how close Bradford are. The ball with Watson steps out of one challenge. And he drags Bradford to within 5 metres of that line. This is the last one. Clark to Fox. Fox to Heron. Back to Fox. Dab through. And who's there? Botica's there.
Once again, they were equal to the task. They woke to this. 2 men back, both Paul and Botica. Really is top thinking there. It's about the 5th time that Fox has put that on. The reverse kick through. I'm afraid Wigan have been equal to it all night. But what a tremendous effort from both sides. They've thrown everything at each other.
Terry O'Connor's got that right leg heavily bandaged, and it looks like he's playing through some pain here. Botica will kick over the top, straight into the arms of Christie. We have 3.5 minutes plus stoppages to go. Simpson. Bradford so close to a valuable win. They've taken Wigan all the way. They might beat them yet. Heron to Myers. Myers knows that O'Connor isn't 100%. Still Bradford's second half, but Wigan importantly with a 14-10 lead. That's the statistic that matters most.
Well held there by the substitute Paul Medley. It just juggled on his fingertips.
Last tackle for Bradford. Fox surely will hoist a kick here. Dabs it through. Newlove's after it. Myers is there, and that's brave defending from Aitchison.
Oh, that was pretty late though from Dixon coming through. Aitchison put his body on the line. Robinson had a slash at it and was nowhere near it. And then we found Dixon coming through, and it looks like the prop forward, Adam Greenwood's got a stray boot in the eye.
Oh, a bit of mud from the Aldsall pitch. 2 minutes to go. Terry O'Connor has gone off, limping to the bench, and Craig Murdoch comes on for the last couple of minutes.
Tell you what, Eddie, they were very lucky there. The hooker, Martin Hall, when he got up to play the ball, he moved off the mark and took a step. He could have been penalised for that and should have been penalised for it.
Here's McDermott. Great tackle, Paul. Christie, keeping the legs pumping, makes a few more valuable metres.
Wigan are desperate to shut up the shop, put the lights out and hang on to these 2 points.
Carl Hall was tackled immediately. He received the ball by Inga.
What a battle that's been. Twiggamala and Carl Hall, they've crunched each other all night.
And Twiggamala there crunching Newlove. Fox hoists a high one. A tester here for Aitchison. He takes it brilliantly.
The height of the man. He waited to jump at the very moment that he needed. Kept his cool. That was superb.
Henry Paul just feeling the shoulder, taking a few extra seconds as he played that ball. Wigan now will surely see out this set of 6 and then kick it downfield. Cowie.
Botica will be getting into position for the last kick. eat up the seconds now. The experience of Botica will boot it into the corner, and I'm sure they'll kick towards Gary Christie again.
No, they didn't. They kicked into the arms of Simpson. Last hurrah for Bradford in the snow. Fox the dummy half. Bourneville has returned for Carl Hall. Trevor Clark, David Heron, 36 years old Heron, but he's still going on. And can they snatch something here in stoppage time? Bradford with Watson, with Newlove, steps inside, gets the pass away. Watson tries to keep the movement going, and Wigan get it back.
Oh, Botica nearly threw a punch in the background there, but there was a hand there from Twiggamala, and Watson is screaming at the referee. There was definitely interference from Twiggamala. Botica nearly swung the left arm. Oh, what a finish.
As the rain and the snow and the sleet pours down here at Odsal, Wigan, they must be seconds away from a valuable win which will take them back to the top. And finishing strongly here with Clark. Clark dabs it through for a fire. A race here for Simpson, and Simpson knocks it dead. But that's good enough as far as Wigan are concerned. They'll get the ball back.
Good play from Simpson, but it was a superb kick from Clark. The experience showing there. He made the break on the blind side. The fire knew he couldn't get to it, but quite happy to just shepherd that man that's receiving treatment. Cramps.
Yes, he's got cramp. It's been a big effort from the Bradford fullback, been a big effort from all the players on show here. And Wigan get it back, and that's a shallow dropout from Watson. Botica, Wigan surely will take the 6 here, but maybe Twiggamala fancies a 4-pointer for himself. There's the siren. Wigan have won it, and a few of the Wigan players punch the air. They know how important this win might be. Wigan win by 14 points to 10. They hit Bradford either side of half-time, really. And it was the Aitchison try which stretched the lead, but Dixon towards the end as the players shake hands all round, and it's now big smiles after a battle royal. The Dixon try gave Bradford so much hope, but in the end it's Phil Clark who has led Wigan to an important victory, and the Wigan captain is with Bill.
Phil, that was really some test of your championship credentials, wasn't it?
Yeah, we said at half-time, really. It's not often we're going to really push like that, but 4-4 at Bradford on Friday night, a very tough game. I think some of the Wigan players really showed what they were made of.
You really have been pushed tonight, haven't you?
Yeah, we have, but I mean, having said that, Bradford are a great side. Last year they pushed us all the way, and this season they're up there as well, so you know, you've got to say, well, fair play to Wigan, that's a good win at Bradford.
Given the fact that other sides have been running in hatfuls in recent weeks, I mean, the fact that there's only, what, 14-10 the final score just shows how tight this was, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they're a good side, aren't they? They beat us here last year, so it's a good scalp for us to come here and win.
Some terrific defence from you late on.
Yeah, you know, we're working on our defence lately, and, you know, we're going okay.
Thanks, Phil.
He just about had enough breath to talk to us, didn't he, Phil Clark, the Wigan captain tonight. A very important win for the champions here. They have beaten Bradford by 14 points to 10. And in the end, it was the try from Paul Aitchison late on and the Botica goal that just gave Wigan the breathing space.
You're watching Sky Sports.
Gives you all this and more. Fiat Punto, the answer.
So far you have had it easy peasy. Now, la résistance test. Cavalry, implement of torture. Model flakes encrusted with honey, nuts, and brown sugar. You admire, you want, you salivate, but you must resist! Resist! Perhaps we pushed them too far this time, comrade.
Kellogg's Crunchy Nut Cornflakes. The trouble is they taste too good.
The Discovery Channel presents the exciting world of giant science. A season of programs that explores how man has shaped and learned more about his world. Giant Science takes you on an infinite journey, exploring the amazing world of science, past, present, and future. Make the voyage with Giant Science, every evening on Discovery.
If you've got a battery-operated smoke alarm, it's essential that you carry out the following simple checks. Test the battery every month by pressing this button. And once a year, replace the battery and remove dust from the sensor with a vacuum cleaner. Look after your smoke alarm. If it doesn't wake you, maybe nothing will. Wake up. Check your smoke alarm.
Oh, just look at me then. But look at me now. I've lost 18 pounds in only 10 weeks on the Slim Fast plan. Enjoying these fabulous ready-to-drink shakes like Luscious Strawberry Supreme, Chocolate Royale, Rich Coffee Delight. Each shake is packed with essential nutrition. Have one for breakfast, one for lunch, then a proper dinner. And if you get peckish, there's even yummy snack bars. Follow the Slim Fast plan and you can't help losing weight. It's easy. So lose weight, feel great with Slim Fast.
Where can the whole family have a great time?
There's something for everybody. And if they don't find it here, they never find it anywhere.
Where does a crocodile look after the kids?
Great place for the kids, marvellous place for the kids. They love it.
It's action-packed for teenagers.
Where can you party every night?
The entertainment's brilliant, everything's brilliant. I mean, what more could you want in a holiday?
Pontins, where great holidays happen. Call 0345 675 675 for your brochure.
When justice loses its sense of sanity, it becomes part of the problem.
Did anybody tell me what's wrong with this picture?
You may not endorse this behavior, but can you understand it?
I am not a vigilante.
Give me some money.
I am just trying to get home.
Give us your briefcase.
If everybody will stay out of my way, give it to me. Nobody will get hurt.
Go! You got the briefcase! What would a white guy be doing in this gangland?
I miss too. We got enough case for like some breakfast.
We stopped serving breakfast at 11:30.
With a bag full of guns?
I'm really sorry.
Hey, I'm really sorry too.
He has a propensity for violence.
I think it's out of order. I think you could say that.
In America, we have the freedom of speech.
Michael Douglas.
Just standing up for my rights. As a consumer.
And Robert Duvall.
If you go up against this guy, be careful.
Only in America?
I'm the bad guy?
Maybe not. Falling Down premieres soon on Sky Movies.
Seize the day.
So the end of a titanic struggle here at Odsal. Bradford Northern 10, Wigan 14. The match turning really on a decision by the referee to allow Paul Aitchison his try. We'll analyse that a little bit later on, I've got no doubt at all. But just now, one of the try scorers, Henry Paul, is talking to Bill.
Henry, that really was some test for Wigan, wasn't it?
Definitely, you know. Bradford just kept coming and coming and coming. The crowd were baying them on, but we stuck to our guns and we came out with a really hard-fought win.
I think after their recent performances, people were expecting you to steamroller them tonight, but there was never any chance of that, was there?
No, I mean, Bradford were very committed. I mean, every time there are 3-4 tacklers in. It was a lot different to what the game that I saw on against Leeds the other day, so...
Sounds as though you're a bit surprised by that.
Not surprised really, because we're coming to their home, and they got proud supporters, so I'm sure they wouldn't want to put a bad performance in front of them.
No, it was only the second time you'd worn a scrum cap. That came in useful tonight, didn't it?
Well, there were a lot of flying things there. I'm not sure if it was the mud or whatever, but yeah, they come in handy.
That try, was that just a bit sharp thinking on your part?
No, sharp thinking on Craig Murdoch's part. He put up the chip, and luckily for me, I had a little bit of height over Roger Simpson. I was able to tap it up and come home with the goods.
Bit of basketball there?
Yeah, a bit of basketball. I've been training a lot with Inga. And just like to say hello to the Tugamala family. Thank you for Inga. He's looking after me very well, and to my family back home.
Now, it's a really tough spell for Wigan, isn't it? You've picked up a knock to Andy Farrell tonight. You've got Doncaster on Tuesday night. Regal Trophy final. It's going to be a real test of your strength, isn't it?
It is. We've had a few injuries lately. We've had Sean out, and every now and then we get another one who goes down. But luckily for us, the guys that come in are able to do the job. I'm just thankful for myself for being fit for every game, so that's all I can ask. I do a lot of praying with England.
Wigan at top of the table, and Wigan, of course, have got so many players in the England-Wales match coming up, as well as the 2 that they're sending to the World Sevens. So I just wonder whether this could be the year that the fixture pile-up does catch up with the champions. But Wigan march on, but only just. And Steve-O, it was a battle royal.
Certainly was. We expected it, though. It was heavy going, and it was really the forwards that would take control of it. And full credit to Bradford, they played exceptionally well. They controlled the game for most of it, but it's just amazing how Wigan can just bounce back at the right moment. But what a controversial issue, that try by Aitchison. Oh, they'll be talking about that for quite some time.
Yes, they will, because the referee's obviously given Aitchison the benefit of the doubt that he's slid over the line and the momentum has taken him there and he's got downward pressure on it. But our pictures make it look a little bit questionable.
Well, questionable. I said that he must have fingers on his knees because you're getting the downward pressure with the arm or the body. Good credit to him. He kicked it through and, of course, sliding away like that. But there you can see, as the referee Colin Morris is pointing for a try, the ball disappears out from behind.
And he's well positioned to see it. He's got his downward pressure on it there in the body, but where is it now?
Coming out the
touch
back.
Judge.
Yeah, of course it is.
What's the touch judge saying?
Well, the touch judge isn't saying anything. His mouth's shut.
He's not nodding?
No. As far as I'm concerned, it is a no try. But, as they say in the old classics, read it in the paper, it's been a tough encounter tonight. We're going to be very, very happy they've come away with 2 points.
They certainly will. It was a very difficult match, a difficult night, difficult conditions, very difficult opposition. And Ikram Butt has been watching it with us here tonight. Ikram, that was a real four-pointer, wasn't it, in every sense of the word?
Yeah, it was really exciting to watch. Very fast and very physical indeed, all the way through.
But they look a champion team, don't they? If you can come here on a night like this and pick up 2 points against Bradford, who were playing very well, you're not so bad.
It was a tough game. Wigan showed some character. It wasn't easy out there, and they've come away with 2 points. Well deserved.
Well deserved indeed. We will say farewell to you tonight and wish you well for England. Of course, I'm sure all the community as well will be hoping that you're in the England squad and in the England side at the end of the day, because I think you're the first Asian player to ever grace an international squad.
That's right, I think so. It's caused a lot of interest in the Asian community, the fact that I've gained some recognition, and hopefully it'll give some inspiration to the young kids, Asian kids, who are trying to make a breakthrough for the ranks.
Well, it would be absolutely marvellous if you could do that. Well done, and all the very best for a week on Wednesday. We'll see you hopefully down in Cardiff. Steve-O, Wigan, they march on at the top.
Well, they do, but they've had a big scare. They knew it was going to be pretty tough out here, and the thing that I'm just impressed with is the fact that Bradford, as I said before the game, I said this is a point where they had to stand up and be counted. Well, they certainly got counted, and as far as I'm concerned, Eddie, they really showed a lot of character. I thought they couldn't do it. I didn't think that they would bounce back with so much venom tonight, but they proved me wrong, and I'm glad to see it. Not for just the players, but for the Bradford fans. They really got behind them today, and it's wonderful to see support like that.
Well, before we go, let's just recap the crossword competition for you. There's the address, the Big League Crossword Competition, Sky Sports, P.O. Box 6, Isleworth, Middlesex, TW7 5QQ. And the question, in case you missed it, the former Great Britain winger who starred for Bradford and Wigan is 4 letters. Second letter is I. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this evening's match, Bradford against Wigan. What have we got for you on the Big League in the days and weeks ahead? Well, we go to the top of the table again on Sunday at Headingley. Leeds against Warrington. Leeds bidding to go back to the top against the Regal Trophy finalists. And next Friday, we shall be at the Willows for Salford against Leeds. And note, that is on Sky Sports 2 next Friday at 7 o'clock. We're live and exclusive at the Willows. Wales against England. We hope Ikram Butt will be there. Wednesday, the 1st of February, live and exclusive from Cardiff. 7:30 we start. The game, I think, kicks off at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock at Cardiff. And a fortnight later, the second of the John Smith's European Championship matches, England against France from Gateshead. We're exclusive the whole match, as live at 10:15. And the World Sevens, a special programme for you on Sunday, February the 12th at 8 o'clock, when we'll follow the fortunes of Dennis Bett's World Sevens squad in the tournament in Sydney. And it just keeps on coming at you, doesn't it? Boots and all, Tuesday night at 7. All the roundup of the gossip and the news from the big league over this last weekend and looking ahead to next week. Thanks as ever to Steve-O and of course to Ikram Butt. We'll see you hopefully in Cardiff, Ikram, with the England team. As for me, I think I'll go off and get a touch of glycerine, lemon and honey. Hope it didn't come too close to the set tonight and I've not breathed all over you. See you on Sunday. Bye-bye.